Begin on your yoga mat in wide leg child's pose with your big toes together and your knees spread out wide. Hands in front of your shoulders, relax your forehead down towards the mat. Begin to calm your mind and slow down your breathing. On your next inhale, rise up into table pose with the wrist, elbows, and shoulders in one line, knees hip distance apart. Inhale, lift the left arm up in front of you and the right leg back behind you. As you exhale, draw the knee in towards the elbow. And inhale, lengthen, and repeat 4 more times. And then release the hand and the leg onto the mat. Inhale, lift the right arm up in front of you, left leg back behind you. And as you exhale, draw the knee in towards the elbow. Inhale, lengthen, and again repeat 4 more times. And then release the hand and the leg onto the mat and step both feet back, coming into a plank pose. Push down through the bottoms of the feet, stack the wrist, elbows, and shoulders in one line, and draw the navel in towards the spine for a strong core. On your next exhale, come down onto your forearms for dolphin plank, keeping the hips lifted in line with the torso. Press evenly into the forearms. And then begin to walk your feet a couple steps over to the right, keeping your torso in one line. And then walk them back towards the center and then over to the left. And then back to center and then walk them up, lifting the hips, coming into dolphin pose, pushing down through the heels and evenly distributing the weight in the forearms. And then press into the hands, lifting up into downward facing dog. Keep a long spine and gaze up towards your thighs or your navel. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. And as you exhale, draw the knee in towards the tricep. Inhale, lift, and repeat 4 times. And then return back to downward facing dog. And then lift the left leg up behind you. And as you exhale, bring the knee into the left tricep. Inhale, lengthen, and repeat 4 times on this side. And then return back to downward facing dog. And again, lift the left leg up behind you and then bring it towards the left hand, spiraling the right heel onto the mat, rising up into Warrior Two. Hips point towards the long edge of the mat, arms are out on either side at shoulder height. Gaze out over your left middle finger. And then flip your left palm up towards the sky. Drop the right hand back down the right leg, coming into reverse warrior. Inhale, rise back up into Warrior Two. And then exhale, release your left forearm onto the left thigh, stretching the right arm alongside the right ear for extended side angle. Inhale, lift back up into Warrior Two. Bring your hands to your hips and turn to a wide leg stance. Turn the right toes out to the right. Bend the knee and lift the arms for Warrior Two. Again, hips point towards the long edge of the mat. On an inhale, flip the palm up towards the sky. Drop the left hand back down the left leg for reverse warrior. Inhale, rise back up into Warrior Two, and exhale, release the right forearm onto the right thigh. Left arm comes up alongside the left ear. Stretch long through the fingertips. Inhale, rise back up into Warrior Two, and then spiral the arms down around the right foot, stepping it back into a plank pose. Bring your right hand out a little bit in front of the left and turn onto the outer edge of the right foot, lifting the left hand up towards the sky for side plank. Keep the hips lifted and press into the hand as if you're trying to press the ground away from you. Then return the left hand onto the mat, coming back into plank, and come to the other side, coming to the outside edge of your left foot, lifting the right hand up towards the sky for side plank. And then return the hand onto the mat, coming into plank pose, then lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the arms, lifting up into cobra pose, keeping the chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. Press into the tops of the feet and the tops of the leg. And then on your next inhale, curl your toes, send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take several deep inhales here and exhales. And then drop your knees onto the mat and come into a seated position with your legs stretched out long. Sit evenly on your sitting bones, and then bend the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat and your hands on either side of your hips. Inhale, lift the legs, bringing the shins parallel with the mat. You can bring your hands behind your thighs or out on either side of your legs for half boat pose. Keep the chest lifted and the shoulder blades drawing back towards each other. And then bring your right hand to the outside of the left leg. Left hand goes back behind you for a twist. Inhale, return to center. And then bring your left hand to the outside of the right leg. Right hand comes back behind you. And then return to center. Release the hands and the feet to the mat. Stretch the feet out long. Lift the hips, coming into reverse plank. Pushing into the hands and the feet. And then release the hips onto the mat and come to lying down. Inhale, lift the knees in towards the chest. Wrap your hands around the legs and rock gently from side to side. Release the left leg onto the mat. Take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, twisting it over to the left and gazing out over your right shoulder for a reclined spinal twist. Inhale, return to center. And again, hug both knees in towards the chest. Then release the right leg onto the mat. Take the right hand to the outside of the left knee and gently twist it over to the right, gazing out over your left shoulder. Think of bringing the left shoulder and the left knee down towards the ground. And inhale, twist back to center, hug both knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Then release your legs and your arms onto the mat. Coming into Shavasana, the final resting pose, close your eyes, let your body be heavy on the mat, and stay here for as long as you need to, soaking up all the good things you just did.